So today we're going to continue from where we left off last time, and we started last time, first video, about exercise. You know, we have to get into the mindset that 15 minutes or so initially in the beginning of exercise, all it takes is 15 minutes to really get the body in a different state, and that gets the mind in a different state. Believe it or not, it works. And I will challenge any of you with, depression, anxiety, other mental health issues. I will challenge any of you to try what I'm suggesting, what I'm saying. Try it. 15 minutes of exercise. Doesn't matter if you want to lift some weights. Doesn't have to be heavy. It just has to be, dumbbells or barbells or whatever you fancy, or do some calisthenics, or go for a walk, or go for a jog or a run. But try 15 minutes of exercise for 5 days. That's all. And I challenge any of you to come back to me at the end of 5 days and tell me that you don't feel any better. Because I know from my own experience the difference that just 15 minutes of exercise actually makes. And there's a reason for this. It changes your physical state. It changes your body and the endorphins and the dopamine and all of the neurotransmitters that are circulating through your system, and it has a really big impact on your mentality, on your psychology, on your mind. So try it for 15 minutes, 5 days, and then come back, and if it did nothing for you, then you post and you let me know, you know what, Don, tried the exercise and I still feel absolutely shit. I think that you will find that you will, after 5 days, feel better. I'm not saying everything will be hunky-dory and all rosy, but I am pretty sure that you will see an improvement in your mental health, in your sense of well-being, in your mind, in your thinking, in your thought processes. So that's where we're going to start. And what I'd like to continue with today is this idea that when we feel down or depressed, it tends to be triggered by negative thinking. It tends to start from negative thoughts, enter in your psyche, and you just can't stop them. They just seem to just go from one to another. Oh shit, I just checked my bank and bill just came out, direct debit just came out, and I fucking forgot that, Jesus, now I'm down by 100 quid, and then you get up and you go to another room or something and you stump your toe and you're like, fuck, that fucking desk had to be in the way, what a fucking day I'm having, this is like a shit day. And it just goes on from one thing to another, or so it seems. You see, the thing is that when your mind is focused and tuned in to these negative thinking patterns and the negative things that are happening in your life, in your day-to-day, goings and comings, it's actually quite easy to focus on each negative event, and then they just sort of build up cumulatively. You find after an hour or so, something else has happened, you called somebody, and they didn't answer the phone, and you're like, fuck, whenever he calls me, I answer, but I called him because I really need something, and he hasn't even answered my call, fuck. And it just goes from one thing to another. However, However, there is a solution to this. And you're not going to believe this. It's as easy as what I'm about to say to you, right? So listen up. All you have to do to stop the negative thinking, to stop the obsession with negative thoughts, is write a gratitude list of 10 things that were good that have happened to you for the day. So what you do is you write, and sometimes, I really strongly suggest that you write it down, but sometimes you might be like, commuting or something, or you might be driving, and, and you can just do it in your head, okay, number one, I'm alive, okay, that doesn't really make me feel better, but you know what, I'm alive, and as long as I'm alive, I am open to limitless possibilities. Anything can happen, who knows? What good is around the corner? So first thing, I'm alive. Number one, basic, but important, because we take it for granted. But number one. Number two, I've got food. I've got shelter. I've got a roof over my head. I've got a bed. Again, doesn't really make me feel better thinking that or sort of writing that down, but it's true. And not everybody has a roof over their head. Not everybody has food. So, actually, it's a good thing. Doesn't lift my mood, but I can acknowledge it. Costs me nothing to acknowledge it. So number two, I got a roof over my head, and I got food, and I got my basic things that I need. Number three, I was in a rush earlier today, and I was stuck at the traffic lights, and I was thinking, oh, come on, change, I need to get there. And guess what? The lights changed at that exact moment. And I was like, oh, phew, thank fuck for that, and I got to my appointment on time, or I got to work on time. And you know what? It's a small thing, but guess what? If that light didn't change at that moment, you'd be cursing the light and saying, fucking lights, I was stuck at the lights for like 3 minutes and they just would not change. So when they do change, and they do let you go, and you get to work, or you get to your appointment, or you get wherever you're going, you get there on time, that's a good thing that's happened to you that day. So that's number three. Number four, was feeling like pretty shit yesterday. Not feeling as shit as I was yesterday. I'm not exactly like happy and bubbly, but you know what? I'm not feeling as bad as yesterday. Well, as we all know, let me not get ahead of myself, because there's a whole day to go yet, but right now, in this moment, I'm not feeling terribly depressed. I'm feeling down, feeling a bit shit, but not as bad as I was yesterday. So that's a good thing. So let's put that down. And you continue with just the little things that you basically forget. They happen in the moment, and then a moment later you forget, and you're back onto something negative that's happened. But instead, what we're doing is we are retuning our minds to dwell on the things that are positive, on the things that are good, that have been good for us. So instead of us going down the cycle of, oh, this happened and that happened, and, negative thought and another negative thought and a bad feeling, and oh, I feel shit, and oh, I've still got that, I've still got to go and, do that work, that I really don't want to do. Instead of us going down that path and just focusing on negative thought after negative thought and bad feeling after bad feeling, what we're doing is we are retuning our minds to focus on the good things that have happened. They may be small, they may be big. But what we're doing is we're turning our attention purely to the good things that have happened. And by doing this, just jotting down 10 good things that have happened to you for the day, you have already retrained your mind to dwell, to focus, to iterate on the positive things and not the negative things. Because when you're thinking about the positive things that have happened to you, you automatically stop thinking about the negative things that have happened. Because you start going through your, in your mind, you start going through, well, okay, I've got to write 10 things down that were good. Let me think. Well, what was good that happened to me today? Oh yeah, my alarm went off. I woke up. I normally snooze it, but I had managed to get up this time straight away. So I was kind of like, on time or a little bit early. Small thing, it happens in the moment, and then you forget about it. But what we're doing is we're saying, well, no, actually, we're going to put attention towards that small thing instead of putting our attention towards a negative thing. So that's what we do. So we jot down 10 things that we can think of that we perceive as being good things. Doesn't matter how small, doesn't matter how big. And automatically the mind is retuned to thinking and dwelling on the good stuff, the positive stuff. The negative stuff gets pushed down the list, as now we've got our mind is full of 10 positive things, and this is something that I do throughout the day. If I have a negative thought come in, I think, okay, let me think of 10 things that were good that happened so far. And I go through the 10. Even if I've gone through some of them already earlier in the day, I go through them again and I think, what else can I add to that list? What else was good? And I think of, 2 or 3 other things. And automatically, the negative thoughts are pushed out of my mind. Simple as that. So what we're going to do is we're going to write down 10 positive things that have happened to us in the day. You can do it in the morning, you can do it during the day, or you can do it, before you go to bed or when you're lying in bed and reflecting on your day. I suggest that you do it early in the morning. I suggest you do it, you start your day that way. And if you have to think of, if a couple of things that pop out, that happened the day before that were actually really kind of good, then nothing wrong with putting them on the list and saying, well, okay, that was yesterday, wasn't today, but you know what? Some good things did happen yesterday. So I'm going to cheat a bit and I'm going to put them on my list for today because I'm still kind of feeling the good vibes from, what happened yesterday. And then, so what's happened today so far that's been good, right? And we're going to do this for 5 days as well, and we're going to see exactly how your mind will be changed within 5 days. Negative thinking patterns, bad feelings, bad vibes will be replaced with positive things. Yeah, you know what? Good few things happened to me today and yesterday. Yeah, and the day before. And the mind is like a muscle. I'm sure you've heard that before. When you use it, it gets trained and it strengthens. So when you dwell on the positive things that are happening to you, that's where your focus and attention lies. So that's it for today. And just a reminder, jot down 10 positive things, 10 things to feel a sense of gratitude for. And we're going to do that every day for 5 days. And next video, we'll move on to something else, quite intriguing and interesting. So good luck with that.